When it comes to team building in Honkai Star Rail, it's very important to know how your characters are going to work with each other. And because of that, I think it's really important to recognize when two characters end up making a really strong pair in just on any team that they might be on. So originally, prior to version 1.2, the sort of strongest pair that I've talked about in a few of my videos has been Seele and Bronya, because Bronya is able to support Seele in just dealing a lot more damage, with Seele being the best single target DPS in the game. But now, with version 1.2 and the release of Blade, we have a new pair that is definitely, at the very least, in the discussion for the best pair in the game, along with Seele and Bronya. And that pair is going to be Blade and Luocha. So, in this video, I'm going to go over why these two characters work extremely well together, and kind of give my thoughts about, if people have Luocha, if, how much of a need it is for them to summon for Blade as well. But if you want to see more Honkai Star Rail content like this, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. So, to talk about why Blade and Luocha are really strong together, firstly, I want to talk about how Blade works, because once we see how Blade works, it'll make perfect sense as to why Luocha helps him out a lot. So, Blade's overall kit, with his skill, and then his enhanced basic attack, he's going to be sacrificing his HP a lot. And for him sacrificing his HP, he's going to be dealing increased damage, which is going to make him output a good amount of damage. I mean, from what I've seen, his damage has been pretty good. I obviously don't have Blade, and I'm not pulling for him, so I haven't been able to test him out too much outside of trial runs and the recent event. But yeah, Blade's main premise is to just increase his damage by sacrificing HP. And while that's great and all, it is important, especially when you get to harder content like later difficulties of Simulated Universe or Memory of Chaos, you're gonna need to be able to keep him alive, especially since he is a destruction character, so he has a higher likelihood of being hit by enemy attacks as well. And with that, you're gonna want to have someone who's just gonna be able to keep him alive. And while a lot of healers are gonna be able to, do that sort of role with him, Luocha, compared to Natasha and Bailu, is just by far his best partner. Because when I look at pairs of characters on teams together, at least one character has to fully support the other character. The reason I talk about Bronya and Seele so much is because Bronya's advanced action and increase of damage perfectly complements Seele's already really good damage. Then if you're pairing Blade and Luocha together, Blade's really strong damage and sacrificing his HP, it's further fueled by Luocha's healing. Now, every healer is going to have active healing in terms of using your skill, using your ultimate to heal either whether it's just Blade or the entire team. But what Luocha has that the other healers in the game don't have is passive healing. And I'll explain a little bit more, which is sure, Natasha has continuous healing whenever it's Blade's turn, which is nice, but between, one turn and the next for Blade, he might get hit by 3 different enemy attacks, and if you're in Memory of Chaos, the later stages, you might not have that much time to be able to get to that next turn and actually get the continuous healing off. However, with Luocha has 2 passive ways to heal, and both of these end up working extremely well with Blade. So the first way is the fact that he can activate his skill without using skill points every 2 turns, which is really good if Blade is below 50% HP, because that's when it'll activate. And so it's basically just a free heal if he gets super low. And not only that, his Luocha's skill also can cleanse debuffs. So if Blade gets debuffed by an enemy and he gets below 50%, you can get rid of the debuff, as well as just getting him back to a higher amount of HP, so he can keep sacrificing more HP to increase his damage. That's really good there. And then his other way of passive healing is the Abyss Field. And the Abyss Field, it'll activate once Luocha uses 2 of his healing abilities, whether it's his skill, his skill without skill points, or his ultimate. And once he activates the field, every time a character does damage, the team will be healed. And that's going to be really good because Blade's main thing is just doing damage. So every time Blade attacks while the field is up, he's going to be getting some HP back. So it's just really giving him a lot more survivability, which I think, especially once you get to later game content, is so important. And Blade, because, like, you know, when looking at Blade's info just isolated, it definitely seems like his like survivability would be his biggest weakness. But right before him, they released a character that perfectly deals with that. So that's why I think that Blade and Luocha together are such an insane combination that overall, like, if you have Luocha, like if you pulled Luocha and you're chilling, pulling Blade might actually be a pretty good idea for you. Because, you know, once you have them built up, probably even just like decently, if once you have Luocha's healing high enough, you're going to be able to sustain Blade. And you probably shouldn't run into too many issues otherwise. I mean, once again, you know, I don't have Luocha or Blade, so outside of like trial runs, I haven't been able to test them. But I do think that them together is going to be just a really strong combination. I really think it's going to do a lot of players a lot of good. And, you know, maybe I'll do a video in the future about the strongest pairs in Honkai Star Rail, because right now, I think it's just these two and then Bronya and Seele at the top. But as we get more characters, there might be some new combinations that are going to be interesting to look at and interesting to test out. But with that, I'm going to be ending off the video there. Let me know in the comments what you all think about the Blade and Luocha combo. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, sub, all that fun stuff. And with that, I will see you all next time.